Alright. Oh wow, they're starting, okay. Let me get the thing up. Okay. I usually put the brightness higher since it always looks a lot darker on my capture. So I always put the brightness up higher. That voice. Ooh, that means I can actually have this instead. Okay. Alright everyone, welcome to another match of Zelda the Minish Cap. Today is, tonight is the Isuall versus, I think Kitty's original Twitch name was Who Killed the Kitty, I think? But, I guess Yiddick right now. And, this is actually gonna be a really cool race, because, Kitty had just recently PB'd with a 158.07 in their last race. And the Isuall's PB is 157.18. But I don't know how much practice Isuall was able to get in, so this could go either way. And additionally, I believe Kitty is seed number 5 and Isuall is seed number 3, so this is going to be a really good match. So at the start here, there's a lot of text mashing and a lot of movement. But the way that text mashing works in this game is a little unique in that on the controller, or I guess on your Game Boy Advance, you hold B to speed up text. So like you already have the normal text speed that you do in the options before you start, but you can also hold B to make the text go even faster. And then pretty much any other input after that, except for like L and select, I think, and maybe start, or like, you know, A, R, or any directional input, will advance the text box. So the way that text mashing usually happens with, that we do with this game is, hold on. Alright, so Kitty is ahead by 1 second. Isuall had a 3:01 shield, and Kitty had a 3-minute shield. But yeah, so normally the way text mashing works in this game is you'll hold the B button, and then you can then spin the control stick if you're on the Game Boy player, or rotate the D-pad on the Game Boy, or I guess you could do it on the GameCube too, because that's how a few people run, is with the D-pad on the GameCube controller. And so that way you're optimally mashing the text boxes to hurry up. So that way you're not wasting as much time. And it's also kind of nice too that that's how you text mash. You don't have to, like, you know, mash the A button over and over and over. You can just spin a control stick instead. So it's a lot nicer. Or you can be like Pedal Power Luigi and do left and right only. Since he runs on an emulator with keyboard. Excuse me. So here is one of the 3 longest cutscenes, I want to say. I believe it's this one, Vadi's backstory, and when Vadi approaches the king, but that seems not very long, actually. And so basically right here, Vadi won a swordsmanship competition, although I don't... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think you really see his sword ever. So, as the winner of the swordsman competition, you can actually get the honor of touching the blade that the hero of legend used to bring peace to the land. But it also unleashed all the great evil that was sealed, which is all the monsters in the Hyrule. So like actually until that cutscene happens, even if you were to like cheat to get out of there, I believe there's no monsters in Hyrule, not even in the dungeons. At least not in Deepwood Shrine. So that's kind of a cool little thing. Let's see, 538 map, 537 map. So there's still 1 second difference between the two. And so here you'll be able to see a lot of that movement I was talking about highlighted. So there's going to be a lot of like roll timing, or I guess some people mash. I think Chaotic Ace mashes rolls, but I think these two time their rolls or like feel them out. And you can tell how well they're doing with their rolls by looking at their R button commands. If the less time you see the command there on the screen, the faster their rolls. So like if you see them rolling multiple times and not even see the text on the R button, then that means they're pretty much frame perfect rolling. So you can save a lot of time just purely on like movement alone. Like you'll see it even more highlighted once we get to Isuall when we compare times again. And you can see just how much time was gained or lost just based on how well they moved throughout this area. Additionally, you'll see that there'll be some times where instead of rolling, they opt to actually physically walk. That's to either get a better positioning or to avoid overshooting. Like, for example, in that curved area at the bottom there, like, rolling down into a wall is just wasted time. So they opt to instead move a little bit. Alright, so now we're about to get Isuall and meet him for the first time, and now we'll get to see what their Isuall times are. It looks like they're both 735 from what I saw. So that means Isuall got a little bit of time on Kitty through this beginning area. And so here we're going to be watching Link actually Minish size for the first time. After we watch it the first time, we won't have to watch it anymore. But you will have to watch the first time you go Minish on each unique platform. Or Minish portal, I guess is the better term. So for example, there's 3 unique ones. There's a stone Minish portal, a wood Minish portal, and a Voss. So we'll have to watch it once for each one of those. So now anytime we go Minish with a stump, we won't have to watch the cutscene again. And so here, we're trying to find somebody who understands us, because we can't actually understand the Picori language. Isuall can, but we can't. So that scholar that was blocking the way actually knows, I think it's Hylian. I think that's what it is. I can't recall if that's the language that they speak or not in this game. But, so we need to go get a Jabbernut to allow us to speak and understand the Picori language. Or at the very least understand it. I don't know if Link actually speaks, but he'll at least understand what they're saying to him. And so now that we have that, we go and talk to the Chief or Elder. And he tells us where the 4 elements are. So now that we know, we can go on our way. So a really good time is to get under 10 minutes entering the first dungeon. which I think Isuall has gotten a sub 10 before. I don't know about Kitty, but let's see. They both got actually, I think Kitty is 2 seconds ahead of Isuall right now. I think Isuall had a 10:05 entering Deepwood Shrine, and Kitty had a 10:02. So it looks like the lead has switched again. And so the main thing you'll see us abuse in Deepwood Shrine is invincibility frames on the roll. In this game, which I think it's unique to this game, I think in the 64 Zelda games, I think invincibility frames are at the end of a roll. I'm not completely sure on that, but in this game, at the start of a roll, you're actually like immune to all damage and knockback. So you're just invincible. So we'll abuse that a lot in this dungeon, where we'll just roll through enemies or obstacles that might get in our way. Like for example on Isuall's screen, where he just rolled through the mushroom. And so we'll be abusing that a lot. Oh right, enemy names. You'll also notice that they'll randomly stop rolling and just walk for a little bit whenever Isuall starts talking. That's to avoid that actually makes it faster for Isuall to talk to you. If you are in the middle of a roll or start to roll when Isuall would show up and talk to you, you actually have to wait a lot longer for him to actually start talking than if you were to walk into the Isuall text. And you'll also notice that a lot of the time, just like depending on how well their rolls are, how well their positioning is to continue. Like for example, when they both left that room with the pot switch where they pushed it on there, they each rolled 3 times to the right to get to the block that they have to push, but they were both in slightly different positions, some more favorable than others, and so that's how having good roll timings and trying to get frame perfect will get you in a better position and save you even more time than just the roll itself. And this is one of the most infamous rooms where it's entirely random how well your pattern is, and Kitty was going really risky there and just rolling through instead of killing some of those, I think they're still sluggy lows. But both of them are really low on health now. So there is a guaranteed heart here in this pot here in the bottom right. Kitty grabbed the wrong one, so that cost him 2 seconds or so. But they both grabbed it for safety because chances are they'll possibly run into somebody on accident or get hit. So the Matter Pillar is the first mini-boss, and as a little fun fact, the music that plays here is actually from Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link from the Famicom Disk System, the Japanese version for the random encounters. The music's not in the US version, so that's a cool little thing. And so the idea behind them is to try to get get 2 cycles. It is possible, as long as you're quick about it. There is a little room for error, but chances are if you mess up, like you knock yourself away by attacking too early, you might miss the timing for it. And so now they have the Gust Jar, which is probably one of the more used items in the game and in the route. There's a variety of things you can do with it, even some little things like positioning for some strats later on. But the main use for it is for us to do lily pad movement. And so there's a few different ways that that people will deal with these sections. Some will actually count their puffs so that they can make sure it's the most optimal movement, while some more feel it out because the pestos are so random and they can possibly get in your way that that it's like counting is no longer a thing you can really do because, you know, they can knock you around or you stop for a little bit to deal with them. So it's just all on your experience, how you deal with it. Like, I think there's also one little thing that I've learned from Kitty where you can just use the dust jar, and when you start inhaling when you're going on a screen transition, that it has like a better chance of just being more consistent. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have started doing it just out of habit. You can see those few seconds that Kitty lost over the Isuall from trying to grab that heart and grabbing the wrong pot. Kind of starting to sink in a little bit. But this boss can be a great equalizer coming up. What Isuall is going for right now is a treasure chest that's guaranteed to have 20 rupees. We need those 20 rupees later on in the run. We need 120 rupees total. And so the blacksmith chest, which we got in the very beginning of the game, this chest, and there's one other pot later on that we'll grab that are guaranteed 20 rupees. It is possible to skip this chest, but it requires you finding a blue rupee if you're lucky. Alright, so now we're at the first boss of the game, the giant green chew. I think it's more aptly called just the big chew. Big green chew, maybe. But, so it's a pretty simple boss. The way he works is you just use the dust jar to absorb his bottom half so he loses his balance. But it's a little bit of randomness involved where once he falls down, he only takes like 4 damage, but you can still hit him more times, and he doesn't get up any faster, so there's a bit of, you can, you know, lose or save time entirely outside of your control. I think it's between like 5 to 9, I think. So the less hits that they have to deal before he gets up, the better. Looks like the green chew treated Isuall a lot better. 1805 Earth Element for Isuall. And then 1811 for Kitty. So they're about 6 seconds apart. So that's that lead switching back and forth again, because Kitty entered Deepwood Shrine before Isuall, and now Isuall's leaving Deepwood Shrine before Kitty. Alright, so now it's a little bit more of the same from the first bit of the game. They're just, again, exposition telling them to continue finding the elements, and so they're about to exit the village and then get the bombs, which are extremely important and also very well managed in the route. So there's 3 different ways that the bomb timers work. You can just place the bomb like normal, and that'll just do its normal timer. You can pick it up, lift it up, throw it immediately, and the timer will be a little shorter. I don't know if it's the throwing it immediately or the picking it up immediately that lowers it, though. And then the third version is roll lifting, where if you roll the same frame that you place the bomb will just bounce for a second, and I think it takes a full second off of its timer. So those are the quickest ways to use your bombs. So you'll probably see them attempt to do it like every time they need to use a bomb, unless there's a bit of travel time involved. Then they might opt to just carry it instead.
And so here on Isuall's, and I guess Kitty's side, they get the Kinstone bag from the hurdy-gurdy man. It's a lot slower to actually fuse Kinstones with him like normal, because, you know, you have to go through the extra text boxes, you have to see the fusion, watch what happens, see it marked on the map, and all that. So it's a lot quicker to just save, quit, and then come back in, and you will have skipped having to fuse with him. And so here they're learning the spin attack, which is required in order to even continue in the game. For a few different reasons. The first reason being you can't actually leave the city until you learn the spin attack, because the guards won't let you out. The second being that you actually can't hold your sword out either without the spin attack, so you won't actually be able to use the sword to split into clones without knowing the spin attack. So here we'll probably see Isuall try to do the roll lift. Okay, I guess we won't. Kitty tried to do it, but didn't get. But did the roll a little too early. So instead of rolling, he just placed the bomb down. So basically, they needed the 20 rupees from the beginning of the game so that they could buy that bottle, because they absolutely need it. They need it to get water so that they can actually grow the plants. They'll also need water 2 other times in the route, so that's also important, which they'll get later. They'll also need to grab Mount Crenel's spring water in order to grow a special seed later on. But yeah, they needed the 20 rupees there, and then they need 40 rupees as well on this mountain, which I think Isuall got. I didn't see if he did the roll lift or if he just got the quicker timer, but either way, that was nice. Ooh, that was actually really close. I don't know if I'll have to see that. So this is the second scene that they actually have to watch in order for them to skip the rest of the scenes. This is the stone portal that I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna watch Kitty's screen to see if... Okay. Alright, so everything's fine. So that was just really good timing from Kitty. But anyways, as I was saying, I keep getting sidetracked with other things, but they need 40 rupees on this mountain in order to get the grip rings, which is required for them to climb the mountain. They can't actually climb without it. And so there's the other 20 rupees that they'll get to get 40. Is that 20 rupee that's right there. Isuall tried to do a roll lift, but couldn't quite pull it off. Kitty also tried and also couldn't pull it off. And so here is a little bit of a deviation you can do, where, as far as menuing, some people will not have the spring water that they just got equipped onto their item slots, because just to be safe, so they don't accidentally pour it out. But you can save time and a whole menu by, you know, equipping the spring water a little earlier when you have to equip the gust jar for that cave. So these two will opt to equip the mineral water ahead of time so that they can save a little bit of time, like a second or two from menuing. And so now they're here to get the green seed. So that, which is what they're going to use the mineral water on, so that they can continue. So they're going to stay on the left side to just maximize their chance of not getting hit by the pestos and hope that they play right. And it looks like both of them got pretty good pattern, which is nice. And they're both looking pretty good on health as well, which is really good, because Mount Crenel is a very easy place to take a lot of damage and die. So coming up is a cool little trick. I wouldn't really call it a glitch, just more of like an oversight, where the gust jar actually doesn't pay attention to the layers. So you can actually use it to grab that mushroom that's clearly way above you, and just, you know, get up there automatically, which is a really nice little time save.
And so now they're coming up to where they're going to use the 40 rupees that they've collected. Wow! Isuall using the bomb to just knock the P-hat. No! Kitty threw the bomb away. Alright, so Kitty took a few hits there, so we'll see if Kitty opts to grab a fairy or to just go for it. Isuall is really good on health and has no reason to grab a fairy. So the reason why they might opt to grab a fairy is because this mountain climb is extremely dangerous, because the boulders that fall down, not only are they random, but they also deal a half heart of damage, which is extremely high this early in the game. Like, you only have 4 hearts, so that's 8 hits and you're done. But it looks like both of them are going to get through just fine, which is really nice. It's always great when the things work out your way. Here, Isuall is getting trolled a bit by the P-hats and the B-hat and the Tektite, which is going to lose him a bit of time off the lead he had. Oh man, yeah, this P-hat is just ruining his day right now. Alright, so now Kitty's got the lead again. Like I said, this race can go either way. It's been back and forth. This is really cool. So that's the only area in the game that you actually have to worry about the raindrops like that, which is kind of funny. And so now this part of the this part is a lot of stone puzzles. So you see a lot of rock pushing. Also, I think this is the only spot that uses a remix of Link to the Past. I mean, 30 minutes into the run and they're only like a few seconds apart. That's it, that's pretty good. And Cave of Flames can easily switch that back and forth, just like Deep Shrine did. Isuall plays that so scary, man. So, like, that spot that Isuall was using the Dust Jar, there's a Helmasaur there, and you can actually, like, absorb it into your Gust Jar and have to redo the Gust because it'll plug your jar so you no longer are inhaling the mushroom. But if you get close enough, or you back up enough, you can avoid doing that. Like, you can back up, still absorb the mushroom, but you'll get out of the range for the Helmasaur. But Isuall just gets closer so that he can do both of them at the same time, which is really scary. Yeah, Dragonkin, that too. It has a remix of the dungeon, or the cave theme. But I meant the raining scene. But yeah, that's also one too. I did forget about it. And so here's the reason for the pilgrimage, where they give the Picori blade to this Minish blacksmith, because the Picori blade was, you know, created by the Picori, who came down from the heavens. Dang, I just got majorly behind on Kitty's stream. What's going on here? Okay, it's fixed. So here on Isual's side, he's getting absolutely punished by these bob-ombs. There's two different strats that people do there. One of them is that they aim to just pick up a bomb and they just do it, which is a lot safer and more consistent. But it is slower than just using your sword and shield. You use the sword, knock the bob-omb, and then you use it to blow up the wall. And it also lets you do a menu a bit early. Oh, Isual's health is not looking good right now. It's scaring me. Alright, I refreshed both streams. So here in this room that Kitty's in, it's a bit randomness there. It looks like he got a really good room though, with a heart as well. He opts to go to it. Isuall is playing really risky. He tries to get a roll lift, but it doesn't happen. He's got to be really careful at a quarter heart and hope that he gets a heart drop here. He got the triple, so that's cool. And a heart drop. Oh, that is really good for him. Because his health was in a really critical area. Because, like, yeah, he could play well, but coming up is 2 rooms that's entirely random movement from enemies. So, like, for example, this part right here, where they can get in his way, like that. So that would have been his death if he didn't get the heart. And also right here with these keys that are just moving around randomly as well. So it's very good. Kitty's just finding health all over the place. Hopefully some of that luck goes to Isuall. Yeah, Isuall lost a lot of time because he got trolled by the P-Hat twice on his mountain climb. So it was like 5-6 seconds pulling it, and then twice, so that's 12 seconds, and then he had to actually fight menu twice to get to the Gust Jar. And he had a less fortunate these guys' names. Let me actually get it. I actually have it up. Less fortunate Rollerbites, that's right. Less fortunate Rollerbites than Kitty did. So that's a little bit more time lost. And also the beginning of the room. So it's just a lot of things that added up. But it's still anyone's game. Like, it could just be Kitty messing up the spiky chews, or Isuall just having better luck with the rest of the dungeon. Now, there is a guaranteed heart that Isuall can get on the way to the spike chews. I don't know if he actually knows about it, or if he'll actually have to get it. And here, Kitty did mess up the spiky chew fight, which I feel like I jinxed a little bit just by bringing it up. The Kitty getting a heart. But recovered from that pretty well, didn't panic at all. And Isuall playing it safe, grabbing the, or defeating the keys, but he is skipping the heart there. There is a guaranteed heart in the left pot at the bottom there. But he skipped it. That, or, you know, he might not have known about it. But he got a flawless spiky chew fight, so that's good. But didn't get a heart like Kitty did, though. This game is testing him. Oh, but he is getting the 2 guaranteed hearts there, so that's fine. Alright, so there is a unique thing about the rolls as well. Rolling, it actually doesn't transition you to like the next screen or activate with it or interact with a tile or anything, as long as you're not pressing a directional key. For example, what Isuall did earlier with that plant cart is he rolled towards the cart but wasn't holding to the right once he rolled, So that way it wouldn't put him back in the cart, but just stop him just before it, and then he was able to roll vertically. And so you can see that come into play in a lot of other areas, like in the Mount Crenal. If you roll into the web, but you're not holding like the direction of the web, you won't actually take damage from it. So it's kind of cool that way. And you can also have it, you can also use it for setting up for ocarina glitches by rolling towards a doorway. And so as long as you don't hold in the direction of the doorway, you won't have to worry about, wow, that is an interesting way of doing the roller bites. But yeah, you can roll into a doorway without like pressing into the direction, and it'll stop you like a pixel away from the door. So it's a good setup for doing ocarina glitches, which is what a few runners do. Alright, so both of them are doing really good on health now. There's also guaranteed health in the pots there. But it looks like there's a lot of ground being covered by Isuall. He's not about to let this go. So you can skip a platform here by positioning yourself well enough and just moving quickly. See, like Isuall just did. It's actually really easy once you learn it, though it can be a bit stressful the first time you're trying to do it. From mistiming. So the room that Kitty's in right now is a little unique where no matter, as long as you're just going fast, you won't have to worry about missing a cycle, but even if you do go a little bit slower, it won't matter. It won't gain you or lose you any time because you still have to wait for the platform cycle to get to the boss key, which you'll see in a minute. So like for example, Kitty's going to take this tornado but skip these other two because you don't really need them to reach the boss key. But regardless, it won't matter because you can see the platform to the left. Kitty will still have to wait for it to come up. So even if you did take the whirlwinds, it won't lose you any time because you still have to wait regardless. And so now we're at the second boss of the game, Gleerock. So there's a few ways you can start the Gleerock fight. The first way is to immediately go right and just try to get the instant hit. Kitty did miss it, unfortunately. But you can also wait for him to do his attack, and then once he's, turned, like the recovery that Kitty just did, can get him relatively easily. And so let's see if Isuall gets the quick kill. He does not. Just barely misses it. Both of them barely missed it, to be honest. So they both had the same start of the Gleerock fight. That little advantage would have been just what Isuall needed to gain a little time. But also as another thing that they can do is they can use the sword to actually cut the flames that Gleerock shoots out, which is really cool as well. You can also do it on Vaati later, but I think Vaati shoots his fire a little faster than Gleerock, so it's a lot more difficult. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that, Takul. There are Gleerocks on the walls. And unfortunately, Isuall might miss this cycle because he fell in. Yes, he's going to get an extra cycle, unfortunately. There's a little bit of leeway when you're trying to get the 8 hits, but there's not a lot. If you fall in like that, it's very difficult to get enough hits. He might have been able to if he had rolled into it, but he decided to walk instead. Isuall, please. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the HP that you that they needed is 8 hits, and then 5. So 40, 15. So right now there's about a 40-second difference between the two of them. So now they have to get the sword. They need to get the white sword, which was the old Picori blade, and they're going to use the white sword to fuse it with the 2 elements that they have, the earth element and the fire element, and then they can get a special ability that they'll be able to use to progress. And so luckily neither of them forgot it, which is very important to not forget, because it's easy to get down the mountain, but to get back up it if you forget the sword is extremely time consuming. Okay, so both of them decided to get the water that they need later on in the run immediately from leaving Mount Krennel. There's a few runners who will opt to get it here where Isuall is on that bridge. There's some that opt to get it a little after. There's some that decide to get it the very last minute that you can possibly grab it without losing time, which is after 2 or 3 cutscenes from now. But just in the end, it's really important that you have that water, so some opt to get it immediately so that they don't forget later. So now the blade is transformed. So now with this new blade, we're able to split ourselves into two, and so we'll be able to use that to like push blocks that you can't really push by yourself, use it to activate switches that you can't activate by yourself, things like that. But now Kitty's about to come up to a forced encounter that you have to do. And there's a few different strategies you can do with it, which I'll explain after the fight. So the strat that Kitty's doing is you move straight down, and that'll make it to where you're in a good position to hit vertically or upwards to take them both out. Another version of it is you can go to the top, and once you touch the top wall, you start moving back down, and that'll put in a better position, which will be a little quicker than to go down. We'll see how Isuall's going to do it. And the third one is never used, where you can use the spin attack to defeat them immediately, but it's extremely difficult, and so no one actually does it. Okay, so Isuall and Kitty did the same strategy. And so now this is the longest cutscene in the game, I believe. And there, Kitty is using the ability that we just learned so that he can push a block that's blocking the way and gain access to the east side of Hyrule Field. And so this is another cutscene. This is the last major cutscene of the run. So after this, it's just nothing but really gameplay and the occasional tech scene. So right here, Kitty's going to be reading this sign that's there randomly and then leave. Minish Cap is made up of a lot of unique triggers for things to happen in the world. One in particular is that sign. When you read that sign, Link learns about the Pegasus boots, and so that's when you can actually start a quest to obtain those Pegasus boots. If you don't read that sign, there's another way to trigger that, where you have to go into Castor Wilds and have Isuall tell you about the Pegasus boots. But that's the quickest one, is to just read the sign and go. Randomizer, which randomizes the sign for the Pegasus boots. Absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, that would just be the absolute best thing in the world. Alright, so now we're doing a whole lot of movement to start heading over to the witch's hut, so that way we can get a mushroom to wake up the cobbler here. Yeah, Dragonkin, roll lifts are really difficult. I believe they're straight up frame perfect, so you have 1/60th of a second window to do it. Kitty. Oh jeez. I'm so scared that he's gonna one time accidentally really shut off his game doing that. So Kitty's coming up to the witch's hut, which is the only, or the last place we'll need rupees in the route. You need 60 rupees in order to purchase the mushroom so that you can wake up the cobbler. So now that we have the mushroom, we'll be able to wake up the cobbler and get the Pegasus boots, which we'll then use to go into Castor Wilds and actually be able to do something in it, because Castor Wilds is filled with a bog or swamp or however you want to call it, and you can't actually get across without the Pegasus boots. But not only that, it also increases your move speed, which we'll use in a lot of places. Or it's just flat out required for some of the tricks that we're going to do later on. Oh, and also on Isuall's screen, you'll see that he pushed that boulder in. Not only is it is quicker to get back to the town, but we'll also need that so that we can go back to the Witch's Hut's area later on. Alright, so now we're coming up to our first Dark Nut fight. There's a few attacks that he can do, but the one we're hoping for is exactly what Kitty got, which is just where he'll charge forward and you can just take him out instantly. And what a great fight. That was really quick. That's what you want to have happen every Dark Nut fight, to be honest. Like, if a Dark Nut charges forward, it's a good day. Oh, and also on Isuall's side, you'll see how he had gone down immediately into the bog and then started Pegasus booting. That's to avoid an Eslo text that would have happened otherwise. And now here on Kitty's screen is a unique thing with the lily pads I didn't get to mention earlier. If you're going at, like, I guess the max speed, and then you start going diagonally by puffing in, like, left or right, it actually makes it to where, you'll go a little bit quicker, and Isuall is having the time of his life right now with this Dark Nut. But thankfully he was able to get out of it. So now we got the bow and arrows on Kitty's side. And with the bow and arrows, it's required so that you can get through a certain statues in the in Castor Wilds, but also for the boss at the end as well. So we just have to grab it regardless. Wasn't too bad of a fight for Isuall. Could have been a little nicer, but it wasn't awful. We took a lot of damage though from it. And I believe they were slower than Kitty's were. That rope attacking Kitty randomly, but just let up after one bite. It was like, it's not worth it to continue this any longer. One cool thing about saving and quitting is that it resets your pause menu, like where the cursor is, so you can easily equip the sword very fast, since it'll default onto the sword. Alright, so here are 3 of the 4 Kinstone fusions you do on the run. We'll do one later that will open up a way to really sequence break the game. But here we have to do these 3. And you'll see the blue Kinstone piece that we didn't fuse with the hurdy-gurdy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Isuall's gonna probably do one of 2 things. One, he could grab the heart piece that's in the grave above the where he's going to be fusing the Kinstones, or he's going to maybe Death Abuse, or he's going to try to farm a heart from these ropes. This is really scary. He could Death Abuse, or he could potentially just go for it. We'll find out. But this is not a very good health to be at, especially not going into, well, I think it's called Wild Ruins or Castor Ruins. Man. The screen that Kitty's on, you know, I'll just talk about it when Isuall gets there. Oh my goodness. I don't know what Isuall's gonna do, but I am on edge right now. Okay, so he's just gonna go for it.
He's hoping so hard that there's gonna be a heart that shows up. Oh, I am too. I wonder if he's gonna push the stone into the pit so that if something if something does happen, he's not gonna push the rock. Oh my goodness. Please let a heart drop. Oh my god. So Kitty's no. Oh, Isuall. Oh man, come on, Isuall, just get back in there. Okay, so Kitty's now in goodness. Maybe this is Fortress of Winds. There we go. Oh jeez, I can't think straight. So Kitty's in Fortress of Winds, where we're gonna get to see the first real big glitch of the game. Oh man. Okay. So it's pretty cool here where Kitty is, where you don't actually have to take the skull off of that last, the last portal, or I'm not sure what it's called. I guess fusion tile, maybe it's called. But you don't have to deal. Oh, so the screen. Okay, like I was saying earlier, that I'd come back to. The screen that Isuall is on is a unique one in the game. It's the only one that doesn't actually reset when you leave, come back, or go Minish. Usually, when you become a Minish, it resets the room that you're in. So all enemies come back, all tiles are back. So, like for example, they'll use tall grass to make sure that Minish Link doesn't go where they don't want him to. So, but that screen is unique where that doesn't happen. So you can actually cut the grass and kill the rope and not worry about them coming back, which is a lot faster than going through that maze-like area. And risk taking a lot of damage, because those ropes can be really brutal. Especially to a Minish Link who can't roll through them. Alright, so enter Fortress of Winds. It's 55.29 for Kitty and 57.26 for Isuall. So they're about 2 minutes apart. Alright, so now that Kitty's got the digging mitts, he can start do a unique trick that we call portal items, which is literally using items on Minish portals. The way it works is that you'll use the— oh my god, Isuall! No! Isuall, why? This is so bad. He's getting the worst luck. The Armos didn't work with him, unfortunately. It caused him to fall off. But he's reacting quickly and quickly going back. Hopefully— the Armos didn't react, isn't staying activated, so he'll have to go back and reactivate it. Alright, so Kitty's about to do a thing called portal items, where you'll activate an item, and then if you get onto the portal, it'll activate the item a second time. And so the reason we use the digging mitts is because, when you clank on a wall, you'll bounce back. Well, doing it on the portal does the same thing. And so when you use that in combination with a bomb, you'll be able to be on the ceiling, or raise a layer, basically.
And so by using that, we can skip the entirety of the dungeon, basically, or at least the second half. It skips like 3 minutes worth of the dungeon, and Isuall is going to grab these 2 guaranteed hearts, which will be very helpful, since you do have to blow yourself up to get onto the roof. Alright, so this Mazal fight is going pretty good for Kitty. Inside of his head, the first phase, it's, you know, completely uncovered, and it's just a random column totem pole. After that, the totem pole is shuffled around, and it's covered in, you know, dirt. Well, the totem pole can't be the same one twice in a row, so you can kind of use that to sort of like guesstimate where it might be next. So now that we know that it was the top right for the second phase for Kitty, we know it can't be that one this time. So chances are Kitty might check to the right first, and then, you know, go around in a circle. Yeah, see? So that was a pretty good boss fight, and we got first try portal items, so this is going to be very nice. Alright, so now we'll see how Isuall does with portal items. So he planks, uses the item, gets on top. First try, very good, very smooth. Isuall's got that burning passion going on, that burning spirit. So what Kitty had to do there is, we need to now get the flipper so that we can gain access to the next dungeon. So in order to do that, we have to do a side quest involving the library books. However, the library is blocked by some dude, I believe, by that guy on the second floor. And you can't actually go in until you talk to that Minish that Kitty talked to. So having that, you'll be able to gain access. Alright, so Isuall had a very unfortunate first totem, having it in the front, so hopefully we continue to see that bit of luck. And this is also where that water that we got in the, after we finished Cave of Flames comes into play. Okay, cool. Isuall got another front row. This is very nice. Another reason why it's nice that it's in the front is that you don't have to wait for the little claw to lift you up and take you out. So that's another fortunate thing about it. So he's just able to immediately roll out and leave. Alright, let's see where that last one is. It won't be on the right side in the front because it was there last time, so... Okay, unfortunately the last one was pretty bad, but still a fine boss fight. Alright, so now on Kitty's side, he's about to do the first ocarina glitch of the game. So the reason why we're going to do it is because it just so happens that the next book that we need for the side quest is actually in the right next door, despite it being across town in the real world. So first we defeat this pesto for a reason I'll explain in a second, and then we use the ocarina on the same frame that we enter the door or the staircase, and that'll interrupt it so that you're on another layer. And so with this, we're able to walk on the pits and then transition to the next screen. We have to use the Pegasus boots so that we have enough speed, because there's actually bottomless pits on the left side of the room, and that puts us just fast enough to get over it. And so now your Link's sprite is going to get all mangled up, But the reason why we had to kill that pesto originally, not because he'd mess with us, is because this book actually would not be here. We would have to go down the stairs and come back up to reset the room. But because we did kill the pesto, that book is there nice and fine. And so then we talked to this Minish for the similar reason we talked to the other one after we finished Isuall fight. So that way it activates another NPC to move out of the way. Isuall is going with a burning passion. So this is the last Kinstone fusion we do in the game for any percent. And it's going to open up a portal right above the blacksmith's house, which will transport you to the Sky... I forgot their official name. I would just call him the Sky Minish. Or the Minish in the heavens, what have you. So we're going to use that for quite a unique skip later on, which will be really cool. So now Kitty's got the got permission from the librarian to just break into this guy's house, which isn't too far from the truth. You actually can't enter that guy's house to get the green book unless you talk to the librarian for the librarian to tell you to go into the guy's house and get the book. So it's a little bit silly, but that's how it works. Alright, so these kitties can be really bad, but they weren't too bad to oh no! Kitty fell in the water and had to go back up. Those cats are like the strongest enemies, I swear. They do 3/4 hearts of damage if I remember right, and look at how much health that they just took from Kitty, just like that. It's absolutely disgusting. Alright, so Isuall got through just fine. So now Kitty's going to head on to the last book after getting the grip rings. The grip rings are required in order to push heavy things as a Minish. So that'll be like bookshelves or pots later on that we need to for a puzzle later in the Palace of Winds. later. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but the reason we talked to that dog up there that Isuall just talked to is because the dog is actually blocking the way and won't move because he's lonely. He just wishes somebody would talk to him. And so once Link does that, he gets extremely happy and moves out the way now. Because that's all he wanted, was someone to talk to him. That's not me making up a story either. That's exactly why he's blocking the way. It's because he wants somebody to notice him. But you can't understand him as... you know, as not Minish, but as a Minish you can talk to animals, so... I wonder if that's an effect of the Jabbernut. Alright, so now Kitty pushed down that blue book and is saving and quitting. That way, he doesn't have to go back through the lily pad section where there's, actually now pestos. Like, it was clear on the way there, but going back, there's a lot of pestos. There's like 5. So it is just an absolute pain in the neck to go through. So he's just gonna opt to save and quit and just go get the book and leave. And so now that he has all 3 books, he can now go into get the flippers. Oh, and I guess if anyone was curious, the Minish that you talk to after you knock the book down, if you don't talk to him, that Minish right there on Isuall's screen will be blocking the way. So after you talk to that single Minish, he will move because he tells you about the rumors of there being great power. Alright, so both of them managed to talk to the cat. But Isuall didn't fall in the water, so gained a little bit of time there. Not a bad fight from Isuall. Alright, so here is where one of the first fairy that you can actually bottle is right here. Where Kitty is. I don't know if Kitty's gonna grab. Okay, I think Kitty's gonna grab it. A lot of runners opt to skip this fairy in favor of one later on, but if you grab it here, you'll have it for, you know, if something bad happens in Temple of Droplets. Ooh. Kitty almost had a really nice, ooh, he's gonna use the second bomb, and it's gonna be really nice. Okay, that is very good. Alright. So you can use the bombs there to take out the scissor beetles really quickly, but I think it's like just a limited area that it'll work so well. Like, you can actually do a varied amount of damage depending on where the bomb hits on the scissor beetles, but that was actually really nice. He was able to get both of them with a bomb. So now that he has the flippers, he's going to go to the temple now, because we did all of this just so that we get the flippers to enter the dungeon. So now Isuall's coming up to pushing the last book off. So now we're in the Temple of Droplets. The Temple of Droplets has a lot of ice physics, but the Pegasus boots actually negate that, which is really nice. So you'll see us abuse the Pegasus boots a lot with movement in this temple. Alright, so now Isuall has all the books and is able to get the flippers. And Kitty here is going to do the only ice puzzle in the game, which really likes to mess with you. Because Link doesn't play well with corners for ice cubes. Just not a fan. So Kitty right now is trying to do the ocarina glitch, which is why he went down the stairs again. He mistimed it. So now that he's done the ocarina glitch, he's able to use that to skip over getting the boss key. Like so. And is also opting to grab a few hearts to be safe. The reason why we grabbed the small key is for this door that's coming up here. I think we only grabbed 2 small keys total in this dungeon, and so that's one of the 2. And this Slugula is going to get in the way. Wonder if Isuall is going to grab... Okay, Isuall is not going to grab the fairy there. Alright, Isuall had a very nice setup there with the scissor beetles. So that fight was a little faster than Kitty's, so that's more time he's gaining. So Isuall's going at this with a passion. So right here is going to be a unique, I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's an oversight that Kitty's about to do. Basically, when the lily pad is in motion and you exit the screen while it's still in motion, the lily pad just kind of transports to the top. So that's basically what we do so that we can skip all the like ice puzzles that have to be done. We just have it go up there, which is kind of nice. And so here's the last time we fight the Scissor Beetles in the any percent route. Scissor Beetles are not playing well with Kitty though. Kitty's getting pretty low on health. Should be fine, but it's still dangerous level. Yeah, like, okay. Alright. So Kitty's probably going to opt to grab the 2 hearts that are going to be right there. And Isuall messed up the puzzle somehow. Okay, alright, so we got the key. Yeah, Kitty does have the fairy. But still, that's not where, you know, Kitty would probably want the fairy to be used, though, that's the thing. But yeah, it does allow him to have a little bit more room for error, and also makes it to where he doesn't have to go out of his way to go grab even more hearts than he already has. So while this is really low on health, he doesn't have to actually go and grab the other 2 pots that have hearts in them later. Which is very nice. Isuall unfortunately doesn't have that. So Isuall's going to have to be careful. So here's the reused boss from the first dungeon, the Blue Chew, only this time he's electrified. He's not especially more difficult, but he does, however, have immunity to your Gust Jar while his electricity is going. So because of that, you can lose a lot of time if you don't manage to absorb his bottom half in time. Which there is one pattern he can give you where you're just not able to actually absorb him in time. Which is just the absolute worst thing ever. So hopefully he cooperates with Kitty. But it looks like the Blue Chew is cooperating with Kitty just fine, so that's nice. Alright, so Isuall here is going to grab the key, and it really seems like he's getting frustrated and panicking, which I don't blame him. But hopefully he just pulls it back. Alright, so now Kitty's gonna start heading over to the big Octo fight. We needed to go fight that cute Big Chew so that we could get the lantern, which is required to beat this boss, as well as needed to see inside of the final boss's arm, which makes sense in context, but sounds a little weird once you say it out loud. Isuall's not having the best of luck right now. Isuall, what have you... Isuall's been playing so dangerously, it's really scary. But hey, I guess it got it done, so I mean, can't really say anything, you know? But Kitty just activated the last switch in order to get the to get Big Octo out. So now we're gonna go into a first boss that's entirely RNG. Well, not entirely RNG. The first phase has a predetermined... Kitty. The first phase has a predetermined pattern, and the grabbing only one heart Isuall. I don't know what Isuall's gonna do, actually. Is he just gonna damage boost like that? Oh my goodness. This is actually really scary. Okay, so, Kitty's doing the first phase in Big Octo, which is all guaranteed to be 3, boulders. After that is the second phase, which is he's going to inhale, then use 1 boulder, then inhale again, then use 2 boulders. However, the third phase is going to be entirely random. He can use 3 boulders first, or he can inhale, use a boulder, and then an ink, etc, etc. So there he did the inhale, then the boulder, and now he's going to inhale again. Alright, so Isuall's at half a heart of health right now on Big Chew, or Blue Chew, which is... I mean, I keep saying it's scary, because that's what it is. No! Oh no, Isuall reset his timer. I wonder if that means he's just going to forfeit. No. Yeah. Alright, Kitty is also in a dangerous position here because Big Octo deals 1 full heart of damage, and Kitty's at less than a heart of damage right now, or health. So if Big Octo inhales one more time, that's going to be a death for Kitty. But I believe Kitty still has that fairy. But it looks like Big Octo is cooperative, so it's fine. I mean, I guess if you really want to, Dark Messiah, you can join, but I mean, it's just 1 run now that you really have to commentate for, so, I mean, I guess it's up to you. So here, Kitty got the water element. So now, this is where I talked about the big skip that's going to be coming up. Right here, the Ghost of the King is asking Link to go to the graveyard. So instead of going there, we're going to just completely ignore that message. So first we're going to go fuse the sword with the new element that we just got. And that way we can actually... Because in the next dungeon, it requires you to have 3 clones. And so we need to absolutely have that ability before we get there. So we have to fuse the sword to get an extra clone that we're able to make. That way we can actually do it. So we're going to fuse the sword, and then we're going to do the big skip that we set up for earlier by fusing the kinstones with the, I think he's just called Stranger. I mean, Messiah, like I said, it's up to you. It's not really anything I can say. If you want to join, go ahead. Alright, so now we fused the sword into the White Sword 3 Elements, I think it's officially called. And so we're going to use the Pegasus boots, you know, for speed, and then we're going to actually use the Ocarina to warp out. That way we can avoid going back through the maze, you know. We just immediately warp back to Hyrule Town. I think it's called Hyrule Town. Alright, so here we go. So this house is actually located right below the next palace that we have to go to, or where the next element is. And so you see that this NPC is actually blocking the way to block you from going there, because, you know, you're just using that portal to gain access to do a side quest that you need to do later. And so by doing this, we're able to use some well-timed ocarina glitches to just go through the NPCs that are blocking our path and just go right to the palace. However, that means you can't go back down, otherwise you're blocked still, and that's a problem, because you have to talk to the chief to make that NPC move out of the way. So don't go back down there. Which, actually, as a version difference, in the European version, you're actually required to talk to the chief to make that NPC move for the speedrun, because if you, for some reason in that version, you're not able to ocarina out from the entrance of Palace of Winds. You actually have to trek back down. So in the European run, you actually have to talk to the chief to make that NPC move, otherwise you are stuck up there and cannot get out. Okay, so what Kitty did there, the fire is actually the fastest movement Link can go in the game, but Kitty got it a little late there, so had to run around a bit to get the fire to go away. And so here we're coming up to the Wizrobe fight, which is a really tight fight, but when it's done correctly, it's just the absolute coolest. And unfortunately, that one Wizrobe survived. Yeah, the timing for the fight is really tight, and so is where you throw the bombs. Like on the last phase, even if you do manage to get everything correctly, if you place the 3 bombs just a little too low, the top bomb will miss. Alright, Ryu, thanks for dropping by. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between you and when Mask Sense your colors are the same, and so is the length of your names. So here's a cool little skip that you can actually barely pull off, as you can see there, where you can jump to a moving platform that you're not actually supposed to reach until way later in the dungeon. Saves a lot of time, but it is pretty precise. Okay, here's another little, little time save you can do, where you can actually, jump off of the platforms earlier than, you really can for reaching there. So you could just make it with a well-timed jump with the Rockscape, so you don't have to wait for the platforms to make it all the way there. You can just go ahead and jump there.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up? Did I miss much of the Wind Temple?
We're at the 1/3, I think.
This is my favorite temple in the game. Alright, so how was the run? I know I didn't I lost track of time clearly. I wanted to actually watch this race.
Isuall had a pretty bad luck throughout the entire run.
Crash?
A lot of that, huh?
Did he crash? Because it looked like
What do you mean?
profit full Twitch emotes on screen for Isuall. What happened with him?
No, he forfeited.
Was that bad of a run?
Yeah. He died twice.
An
Had
octo?
pretty bad luck. No, he didn't get to Big Octo. He forfeited before reaching there. He had some bad enemy luck. Like, a lot of enemies are just in horrible locations. Like, in the beginning of Cave of Flames, the bombs did not cooperate. Deep Return as well.
So, this is loser's correct, so Isuall is completely out at this point?
Yeah. This is a loser's bracket match.
He's a good runner, though.
Yeah, he's absolutely a great runner.
I can show you that.
Anytime he died, he, like, came back and would save time on Kitty, but then something else would happen that would just mess him up.
I believe we had something like this with Brute. No, it was Brute. Who raced last week? I was there with Atras. Rules. Was it Rules? I don't remember. So I was with Atras and commentary, and there was some really bad luck at some points, but he did a phenomenal run.
Yeah, I think MB Rules, like, I think
he got 4 ink, so 2.5 ink. It was like really bad.
Yeah.
And I it was your run. Yeah, there you go. You raced him. Now I remember now.
So
Oh my god, Kitty. That jump, I hate that jump, Kitty just.
Yeah.
Jump always gets me.
Kitty went for the 1 cycle.
So, what's Kitty's time at this point? What are we looking at? Like a 2.
What do you mean?
Like
like, what pace is he on?
Yeah, what pace is he on? That was
he's on a 158 pace. Probably, actually a sub 158 pace, to be honest.
What's Kitty's PB?
158 or 7.
It's like, Kitty's on pace.
This is gonna be pretty close timed. Kitty really wants this.
Is he gonna do the?
Like no.
Oh, dude, he did what? Oh my god, he's doing the people. Oh my god, he did what I did with the Pegasus boots. Yeah, you just dance with it. Oh, he really wants it, dude. Yeah, it's very particular. Like, you have to get it on 1 frame. If you're a frame above, you probably won't get it.
Yeah, you won't even be able to play the ocarina if you're a frame late.
Yeah, because I think it's to play the ocarina, it gets 2 frames. I don't think you can play the ocarina 1. I tried it on the emulator. He refused to do it every 2 frames. Every frame. Yeah, that glitch is very RNG. They could be like maybe like hold an arrow maybe for 3/7 of a frame or something, but we haven't found one yet. I'm trying my hardest. I actually have a save point right there. What is it? And the way I do it is about like you have like a 20% chance more to get it. I guess it's still very hard. That's not really saying much considering you have like one in a 60 of chance of getting it. So.
Yep, it's a hard one.
That is. But one day I will make one. Someone quote me on this. I will find a way. Someday. I probably won't.
So what's the point of quoting you on it?
I just want to be quoted. Here lies me, boy.
Put it on your tombstone. Tried to find it but couldn't.
It's therefore it is impossible. Because if I can't do it, it can't be done. Shout out to 50 Cent. No, but okay, so he's got the key on my screen.
If you're gonna watch, if you're gonna help commentate, pull up Kitty's stream on its own, like on Kitty's stream.
Oh, actually, that's a good idea.
Watch on Speed Gaming, yeah.
Because I was supposed to get Flash today, but
yeah, don't watch it on Speed Gaming. Go to Kitty's channel.
But you guys should be watching on Speed Gaming.
No, I'm also watching it on Kitty's channel.
People watching should watch it on Kitty's Speed Gaming.
People watching should watch it on Speed Gaming. Yeah. But it's that way you don't have as much of a delay.
How far am I behind?
You were quite a bit behind, but if you watch on Kitty's stream, you should be fine.
I don't really use the desktop a lot.
Alright, so here Kitty has to be very careful, because... Okay, that was actually really close.
Bombs?
Huh?
With the bombs?
The timing for that was really tight. Kitty carried the bomb down to the switches, and I was afraid the P-hats were going to troll, but Kitty made it. And that was Kitty's last bomb too, so like that had to be it.
You lose a lot of time if you don't get the bomb.
Oh yeah, because especially if you don't have another one, because then you'll have to actually do it legit, and that's just slow.
You can't mess up. You have to like commit to it. If you stop for a second, you will fall through the.
Oh yeah, I guess that too.
I don't know. I always like. I think I missed it because I think I just missed it. Did he do a bomb strat for mages?
He missed the timing a little bit.
Because I can't do that one. Like I kind of could do it, but not really. But that one, how do you do it? Or do you do it at all?
What, the Wizrobe strat?
Correct.
I have not pulled it off yet. No.
Very.
I got really close to it in my race with MD rules,
did.
but my bombs were slightly too low.
Oh yeah, I mean I know the one you lowballed one. I think.
Yeah, so my
Off
bombs
the map,
were too low. No. My bomb was just way too low.
Oh, the spike. Yeah, no.
So it didn't reach. reach.
I don't get this. I think we should like full blown do a discussion. How come the bomb does not go through the spike? It's like not that high. The explosion would go.
Mhm.
But oh, he's not going for the other bombs. I usually do that.
I don't think Kitty's going to go for bomb struts on Dark Nuts.
I need the Dark Nut because if I don't,
oh yeah, I get the bombs too for Dark Nut.
No, I get like I have like 9. I have 9 ready,
Yeah.
and like the first thing I do is jump over his head. If he gives me a good pattern, I'll try to kill him. If he
Kitty's
doesn't, I'll throw him.
Kitty's a little low on bombs because he tried to use more bombs to back up when he messed up the Wizrobe strat. So he would have 4 right now, but he used up 2 extra ones trying to fix the Wizrobe fight. Yeah.
Actually,
so, then you wouldn't go for those extra bombs down there. You would just get them from the pot when you're going to the second key in Dark Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah,
you get those 5 extra ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and rest of the arrow.
Yeah, and 5 extra arrows. Yeah.
Which
Because you'll have used up a little more than 5 throughout the run. So that way you have a few extra for Vadi.
Oh yeah, Vadi eats your arrows up. He's we'll talk about him when we get there. Well, according to his timer, I think. Alright, so this Mana Ray, right? What's the name of this boss? Mana Ray?
No, it's Georg.
Georg. Okay, what the heck am I? Oh, who am I talking? Whatever. So Georg, this guy's a big of a troll.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I think it's happened on all my runs, every run ever. That like, see that little tail? Maybe I hope it doesn't happen when he explodes. The tail's still there.
Yeah.
And it still hits you. On my most recent run, he did a new one. Want to hear it?
Sure.
He did it in reverse, so he doesn't actually hit with the tail. I'm like, yes, right? Nose dived with me on there, and I died. I had no hearts left. He just like kamikazed me. And I'm just like, holy crap, this guy just wants you dead. So those little guys watch out for.
I know what you mean now. First of all, you mean you were sitting there and then the front of him pushed you off? Okay.
No, he how do I explain this? Maybe on this, it was this pattern, so maybe okay.
Ooh, dang. Alright, so Kitty is doing absolutely wonderful on this fight.
Dude, the third one's the hardest. The one he just did. Like, the one he's fighting right now, I might... See what he... Okay. Yeah, like that, exactly. You see what happened? Almost happened to him? He did that to me. He dragged me across, pretty much.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant? Alright.
Yeah, that's what I said. Where you were standing there, and then he pushed you off with the...
Yeah.
When he was falling down.
Yeah, well, now, here's the thing, I'm usually slow, so his tail is usually toward me, so usually I just get bumped at the tail 45 more. That was a good fight, though.
Oh, yeah, it was flawless.
That was, I don't...
He didn't get any extra cycles, didn't take that much damage.
That's very hard to do. That guy...
That's gonna be a... Oh, that was almost a gold split.
Oh, really?
That was like 0.2 seconds away from a gold split for, So that means if Kitty didn't spend all that time on the Ocarina glitch, that would have been a solid gold split. It's a really good Palace of Winds, very solid.
I believe the Palace of Winds and Dark Hyrule Castle, which we're coming up to right now, are the hardest Ocarina glitches, right? In the game.
Yeah.
The timing's a little bit harder to do. It's not like it's a frame after.
They're the same, but I would say that they might be a little more difficult just because of the pressure you might be feeling when you get to Dark Hyrule Castle. Because like if you're like one of the better runners and you get all the way to Dark Hyrule Castle, chances are like you're either doing a race and it's coming down, or like if you're on a PB attempt, then that means you're ahead, and Dark Hyrule Castle is like quite a gauntlet. But yeah, right now Kitty's on sub 158 pace, so this could be a 157 with some solid play.
So we got a cutscene coming up. Well, I guess the second one. The first one's 10. Sword looks so cool in this game. Like the...
Trying to think of the ocarina glitches that I have the most trouble with.
The last one is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I would say it's the last one, the one where you have to use the cape. I'd say that one for some reason is the one that I like. If I mess up an ocarina glitch, that's probably the one I mess up on.
I think that's the ocarina glitch where, well, sorry, one of two that when I roll because clearly it's like that's one where I did it. Yeah, roll. No crap, no. It's like it's in your brain to roll. That's the first thing you do in this game. Actually, I was playing Link's Awakening yesterday. And I was like, dude, why can't I roll? I'm like, oh wait, there's no roll in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I was like, crap. I'm trying hitting R on my 3DS. I'm like, why isn't it working? Actually,
alright, so this cutscene is a remake of the original cutscene, but they added one new.
Is it Zelda?
Yeah, they added the new scene with revealing that Zelda has the Light Force inside her all this time.
So wisdom.
No, that's the Light Force, not the Triforce.
So wait, this is Light Force. Totally not the Triforce.
It's not the Triforce, that's right.
So that's a little weird.
Yep.
What's
And
weird
so now Vaati found out, oh, Zelda has the Light Force in her all this time. Time to sacrifice her. And that way he can get it eternal power.
I think on one of the things in this. I'm trying to see it. That's just me. Yeah, there's a Triforce tile way outside the door he was just in, which confuses me. Triforce in this game typically.
It's the Light Force, guy.
The Light Force of courage and the Light Force of power.
It's just the Light Force. That's all it is.
Why is there a couple with the Triforce? I think there's a deeper meaning to this. Clearly. Or it could have been a different design. Or maybe one guy just put 3 triangles together and just like, yeah. Cool. No one noticed. Alright, so the first thing you do in this temple, correct, is Ocarina Glitch.
Well, there's cutscene walking, which Kitty, I think, did pull off, but messed up on the last NPC.
That guy's hard. Because I always mess up on that guy. If I were to get it. I never get it.
Yeah, and then when you get to that room, a lot of runners tend to just go ahead and jump to the door, because you see that blue skull down there went left there. So it's very... Okay, I thought Kitty was about to fail that jump. I got scared. But yeah, so that blue skull can negate you being able to use your items for like 18 seconds. So people will just jump just in case there's the chance that he'll dive bomb for you.
I believe if, I don't know, I swear, I kept running back into the door like an idiot because I didn't know what was going on when he hit me. I think you actually have to wait it. I don't think you can go through the door and count. I swear to God, it was like at least a minute me running back and forth through the door. Why can't I use the glitch?
Yeah, you're gonna want to wait for it to wear off. Like, because well, I mean, when you go through the door, the timer for it is paused, so you'll have to go through all that, and then it'll activate again. Yeah, and so Kitty there just got the cannons without, like, I guess you could call it clones. Cannons where you use a bomb to reflect 2 of the cannons' bullets back at them, and then you use your sword to reflect the other 2.
And if you time it right, you'll be able to skip having to make clones.
I can never get that. What's the science behind that? Just very specific?
No, it's not that specific.
Because I swear, like, I get the bomb, I throw it, I usually mess up somewhere.
It's one of those where, like, it's pretty difficult when you're, like, starting it and learning it, but then once you get it, it's a lot easier.
So it's like the entire game.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I would say it's similar to... What was it?
Read a glitch?
Yeah.
That's pretty easy, never mind. No, hard to glitch in this game.
There was one strat that I actually mentioned earlier that it's actually really difficult when you're learning it, but then once you do, it's like simple every time.
Body?
I don't remember what. No, not Body. That's RNG.
No, I mean, no, Body 3 with the C underneath him.
Oh, Body 3 manipulation?
Yeah, that's
You don't really have to learn that since it's just stay close to him. Well, I'll probably remember it later. So those pots right there that Kitty just skipped, those have bombs and arrows in them. So that's where like newer runners might grab 5 extra bombs for the Darknet fight if they need that backup, or use it for extra arrows so that when they go into Vadi, they have 5 extra arrows that they can use.
He missed them. But you save a lot. I don't think you would lose a lot of time for that, but I guess he doesn't need them.
Yeah, Kitty's probably not going to use them.
I would use the bombs and arrows.
Well,
I don't know. I don't like trying to hit the purple stuff for Vonnie, because that time we actually Blue was at my stream one time doing that for 2 minutes straight. You're losing time. I was like, oh crap.
Well, Kitty also sees that he's only on 9.4 seconds ahead of PB, so he probably wants to save as much time as he can. Because he sees that he's on a 157 pace right now. Like, literally is only right now, as of this moment, 2 seconds ahead of 158, so...
Nobody gets it. But this is the hardest ocarina glitch in the game, where this one is the last and the hardest, so this glitch goes out on a high note.
Yeah, this is the last ocarina glitch of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate the ocarina glitch, and the reason why we activate it here is because it allows you to use items inside of doorways. So you're able to use the Rock's Cape to jump inside of the door so that you can be on another layer that you can have register as you jumping off of it. So you're like high enough to just jump off of it like a normal thing. Like, how you would use an ocarina glitch is you would jump off the top of the doorway when you're going to the Isuall fight. It's a similar concept there.
As you guys saw there, he did not use the sword one. That's the quo. I call it the quo special. But to use the sword to... once you can't see the sword anymore, you would jump and you would go through the last door he went through.
Yeah,
he did not do that one.
There's a few different setups that people use for that.
My setup's very weird because I use the sword setup, but if I mess up, I just keep mashing the cape till I go through the door. So I actually use both of them. And I never knew that. Did he get the door skip? Oh.
Ooh, he's still got the 1 cycle.
That is
a quick kill.
That is very hard to... Well, it's not that hard, but it's very specific. And if you mess up like he did, you have to really recover. Like, you have, like, very minimal time to again, like he did, but he didn't hesitate or anything.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. That's happened to me before, too, and I don't quite understand how that works. Because it can be like... you can go down just... Yeah, sure, if you know.
Okay, so when you hit him, he has, like, the shield was up a second ago? He has the shield up. So he's still, like, he's when you're hitting him, I'm trying to sound, he's hitting the wall. So you're still technically doing it, and you're still able to hit him. It's very weird. Like, you're pushing him back into the wall. You can only do it for that one specific time. If you mess up, you cannot do it. He'll back off the wall. Like, he'll bounce off it. I can't explain. Like, if you hit him into the wall, then if you hit him too much or you don't do it specifically way too long, he'll bounce off the wall. Then he'll be like, I'm free. It's kind of like I use fighting game terminology because that's the best way I can explain it. When he's in the corner. But if you hit him too much into the corner, he'll pop out. Free. It's weird. You only, like, it's very weird. The most weirdest one was Mopey. I believe his last race he did. Well, the last race I saw, I think he may have done another. Where Mopey did it, messed up halfway through, a couple hits in, and forced it again. I never seen that before. He hit like he didn't block or anything. He hit him into it. It's very weird. You gotta watch it. Watch movies because it was like even if you mess up, you can still kind of do it.
Okay.
Very weird. But it actually, I believe Mopey did it because he did an attack. I think he did a charge. He did something he should never did.
Mm-hmm.
DQ. So it's very weird. That guy is very weird. Like I went through save states. He actually, and I messed up so many times and still got it. It's
Alright. Alright, so that guy is very weird.
Hi, Mr. Weirdo.
Alright.
You got the last boss key. Is he still? No, he's not ahead.
No, he didn't he missed that split in the last run.
Oh, okay, so there's no time to...
No, there's no time to compare it to, but he very well can still get sub 158. He just has to focus and do some really good fights. So now we're in the final fights of the game. So the first room is just a basic ball and chain soldier. And then the second room is just, you need to activate a force switch at the end of a room full of Keatons. And they can really ruin your day, but as long as you're like, pay close attention and like, spam your attack when they're about to charge at you. Ooh, that was actually really close, actually. But yeah, and then this room is a triple Darknut room. You want to hope that the black Darknut charges at you, which he got, and got a quick kill very, very nicely. I think it's a free hit, 2 hits on the other red Darknut.
I believe it's harder than it looks.
Yes.
You have to commit.
This is... Oh, this is... Come on, kitty.
Oh.
There we go. Alright, so it's done. Oh no! Okay. Alright, so now it's done. So that wasn't too bad at all. There was a little bit of struggle in the last one, but overall it wasn't too bad. So now we're going to enter Vadi 1. Vadi 1 has a bit of randomness to him as well, because he can teleport around the room when you're trying to hit him. And there's no real way to control it, I don't think. But,
no, there's kind of a way to control it. You just pray to God.
Yeah.
I think you said before this tournament even starts, it always comes down to the sky.
It can, yeah. It can come down to this one in Vadi 2.
It came down to your race.
Yeah, it did.
It did. So,
every little thing mattered. Being able to attack Vadi 1 from the back is very nice because he can when he does a flame attack, it only happens from the sides and the bottom. So if you stay on the... Ooh, what is... Okay. Kitty's just playing around. Messing with my nerves. See, he can't actually hit directly behind him. At least I don't think he can with his fire. So as long as you stay behind him, you're able to hit him effortlessly.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Wow, I was like, see, you're normally on the side. That was a really good Vadi 1.
That's world record pace Vadi. By the way, that's very rare because this guy's always trying to ruin your PvP.
Yeah, he like barely teleported. That was really good. This could very well be what Kitty needs. Alright, so Kitty only has 20 arrows right now, so this can be very tight.
Alright, let me explain this boss.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, so there's 4 eyes. Well, sorry, there's 8. But you have to hit 4 eyes with the arrow. You have to make sure they're red. You can only hit the red ones. And then, as you see what Kitty's doing, you have to clone and then just hit the eyes, then hit the big eye in the middle. It looks pretty simple, the way I explained it. But it's actually one of the most trolliest bosses in the game because he has a lot of moves. He had like the rock move he just did, that's random. And it's also random on what eyes it will be, so it'll be the front one again. It could be the one in the back. It will never be the same one twice in a row, but you will probably get the same pattern twice like you just saw. He has a lightning move, he has the purple dust move. Always hits me, always full blown. Lose my... Guys, he is a troll. This Kitty's really good, okay, take my word. I may be a new runner, but I'm not that bad.
God.
Dude, he's just...
Okay, he got the arrow off before the recoil, so that's nice.
He got some more arrows. Yeah, as you can see, look at if the purple stuff gets on the thing like it just did.
You can still do it, but it's just a lot more difficult.
But you'll probably mess up. Unless you're Kitty.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this has to be a world record.
This is going to be really close if Kitty gets a PB. This will be down to the wire. If Kitty can get a flawless Body 3, then Kitty can PB. I don't know if he can get a 157, but if he does, he'll have to skip the fairy, and it'll be very close.
Does he have a fairy on him?
We'll see when he equips the cane. I missed it earlier. I don't think he's died yet, so I think he does still have the fairy, so... If he does, then he can skip the fairy and go straight in, but this will be down to the wire if Kitty does get a PB.
I believe from killing Body 2.
Yeah, from killing the very last hit of Body 2 is 3 minutes, yeah. And he killed him like at like 155 on the dot, I think. So...
I believe it's about, what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds-ish to beat him. Actually get
I don't know about that stuff in specific. I just know if he gets it, it's going to be really tight. So, let's hope he gets it.
Cross him, I think.
Yeah.
How many PBs have we seen during this?
A lot, actually.
A lot. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has a PB yet. At least.
Yeah, I think like almost everyone has gotten a PB during the tournament.
We should definitely do this more. Well, just the entire speedrun community.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing more tournaments like this in the future.
You got bad RNG on that. Oh, Vonnie
just bad judgment. He got off of that a little too early.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe next part coming up in the...
Ooh!
Going to use the lantern. I believe we only use like 2 times now.
That was almost godlike.
And he's low on health. Oh god. He has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go. Oh my god! He's like, he had nowhere to go. Vonnie was about to kill him. I'm not sure. Does he have the fairy? I didn't check.
I didn't check either.
It's too much hype right now.
I think PB is done though. Like, I don't think he can PB anymore now.
I think he can. If he gets this... Okay.
Nah, I don't think it takes 30 seconds.
It takes 30 seconds for like me.
It takes over... No, it takes over 30 seconds for this last part.
I think it takes... Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it takes way longer. Like, there's no way he can get 3 of them in 20 seconds.
Oh, well, okay.
It can still sub 2 though.
Oh, I think sub 2's gonna get...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna beat... Yeah, we need to get perfect RNG. I think you could... Maybe fast enough to beat 550.
No, he can definitely 158. Like, that's no question. As long as he doesn't mess up.
You got to... Dude, he didn't even get the lightning. Right now. Just missed people.
Yeah.
But still gonna be... Dude, this guy's just...
Kitty has had respectful times through this whole tournament.
Surprised them. Oh, crap.
Oh, come on.
Still gonna sub 159.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. He might not. If
No.
he keeps this up.
He can't.
He got lightning. He got lightning.
I know.
Alright.
He only needs 3 hits on Vadi's face.
Come on, please, Vonnie. Give him a good... Come on. Alright, there we go. Alright, he's got it. I was worried. Oh, he got it. No. Oh, what is he... Oh, come on. Really? That one was for us, but... he just for us for commentary too. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you.
The absolute legend.
Absolute. He's like, he's thinking like, I can't PB, but I'm going out like. No one watches speedruns for PBs; they watch it for style.
I wonder if the spin attack sword beam does damage, and if you can finish Vadi with the sword beam, just like charge your energy into the sword and slay the beast.
I'm sure. It sounds like a good story, so clearly.
So it looks like Kitty got a gold split on that on those final fights, which definitely was deserved. Like the Dark Knight fight was really good. The Vadi 1 was godlike. Vadi 2 didn't troll him that much. Like it was maybe 1 or 2 things. But Vadi 3 was like 1 mistake in the beginning, but still it was really good ending.
Toddy was very tamed.
158.46 is a fantastic time.
Anything, I think, anything below 205.
Oh yeah, like sub 2 is really good, but let alone 158.
I'm trying to sub 2 right now. It's not really going very well.
Just gotta practice.
So, and I already caught the end of it, but race. How much did I miss? Was there? Did anyone get the 5 rupee in the beginning?
No, nobody got the 5 rupee.
Did anybody get tricks? Any flag like Kitty did? Been attacks toward us.
Yeah, Kitty does a lot of flashy stuff, like using the Gust Jar to get on top of moving platforms and things like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Kitty's a lot of fun to watch. You guys should definitely give Kitty a follow if you haven't.
Totally follow.
And also definitely worth following the other runner of this race. He's seed number 3. Had a pretty bad luck, but he's going to be. I believe he said he's going to start grinding out for getting a 155, I believe, and that's an insane time.
I think 155. You cannot get a 3. You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta have
can get that. You can get that.
Well, if you're Toad.
I can't argue that.
If you're Toad, you can get anything. You get 150 easily. If you prefer, if you try anything possible with Toad. But if you're B-Boy, you gotta try your hardest. And you probably still won't be very good.
Hey man, as long as you practice and keep up the runs, you'll definitely get it.
Well, I caught the end of this, but I feel very inspired to run now. Every time I see Isuall, every time I see Kitty, every time I see Quo, every time I see anybody who runs it, anyone who you want to run this game because you play it. It's like I don't know. It's like it's a game where like the game rewards you for playing it. I know it's weird. There is a lot of RNG in it, but like you know what I mean. You gotta know when to roll.
It's mostly movement. So like the more attempts you do, the better you get. The more consistent you get.
It's not like other games I play where it's just like you just pray to God and you play it. I know it sounds weird, but like there's
no, I understand.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like every time I play the game, and I did like a little bit better.
Yeah, and you can consistently get that time too.
Yeah.
Like if you once you get a below a 210 after trying so hard to get there, and then every run after that, you'll more likely than not get a 210 or under 210 because like once you start getting the movement down, you start getting the feel for the game.
You get better.
You get the strats, yeah. Like the only big RNG losses are Vadi and Big Octo. Like there's some other monster placement, but through experience you're able to respond to that a lot better. Like Georg, for example. Georg's first 2 phases, sure they're consistent, but the third one is entirely random. It can go really bad, but you saw how like you respond to that by just through experience. So like there's not a lot that you lost. Like if you lose time, most of the time it's because of your reaction or your execution, but you're able to consistently get better the more runs you put in. So it's a game that definitely rewards your effort.
Yeah. Guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's that for this race. Kitty's going to be moving on, and see, for speed gaming, the next thing we'll have is at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Metroid Fusion. So yeah, it's a tournament that started up recently, and it's already had some great matches. Like if you guys saw the Super Metroid tournament and how exciting and hype that was, that this tournament's is definitely looking like it's going to be the same of that. So definitely want to catch that.
Do we have any more races coming up, Minish Cap?
Yes. There's going to be my race versus Kitty is actually going to happen at some point tomorrow. We're going to be setting a definitive time, but it's definitely going to be after Metroid Fusion, so that's going to be the next thing.
Alright, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.
Yeah, see you guys next time.